Hey y'all. I am so sorry for being late. I am. Let me tell y'all what happened. So I went to that circus and the circus is like 3 hours long. So I'm rushing back here trying to get things in order. By the way, the circus was pretty good. Last time, before this time, when I went to the circus, the people that ride like the motorcycle and stuff, one of them fell off, and we didn't know if he was okay or not. Um, but so I went to the circus, and it was pretty good. I took my baby, and he really enjoyed himself. So that's why I'm late. So it was for a good thing. So please accept my apologies, my people. Y'all know I play the eyes. All right. How y'all doing tonight? It is 10 where I am. I don't know what time it is where everybody else is, but it is 10. Um, Today, I really want to focus on self-acknowledgement or acknowledgement of self. And the reason this came across me, I've been talking about staying positive, staying motivated, um, self-care, and I just want you to understand that sometimes it is hard for you to bring out those characteristics of yourself. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What y'all know about this song? Hey. So, like I said, I wanted to discuss self-acknowledgement. Like I said, I've been giving you guys all these type of ideas on how to stay motivated, how to be encouraged, but I know it gets difficult and it's not as easy as I may portray it to be, because it's not easy for me. It's not easy for a lot of people to practice just being positive all the time. So why is it so hard for us to understand what self-knowledge is? Why is it so hard for us to know what our self-worth is? A lot of times we are kind of, hardwired. The human body is hardwired. And a lot of times we focus on the negative things that we're doing, and it's kind of hard for us to get those positive characteristics out. So what are we looking for? What are we actually looking for with self-acknowledgement? Like, how do we know what that is? Like, what is that? What is it? Well, The self-acknowledgement itself is actually knowing what characteristics that you have, what you contribute to another person, what you can give to that person. That's self-acknowledgement. Um, it's your strengths, it's your weaknesses, it's what you reflect on, your situations. That's what makes you. Okay, so when you can identify what makes you and what hurts you and what keeps you stronger or what doesn't keep you stronger, that's a power that many people cannot take from you. When you can find those tools for yourself to understand that what, like I said, what helps you and what uh, breaks you, that's a powerful being, human being. That's a powerful being. So we want to understand how do we get to those? How do we get to those self-knowledgeable characteristics? How do we know that? So one thing that we could think of is our childhood, how we grew up. So that's the core of things, how our morals and values were given to us as a child. Some of those things we take with ourselves, take into our adulthood, but other things we kind of leave behind because we was like, that's not our thing. That's not what we do. That's not what I'm about to bring to my life as an adult. We try to find out what things that makes us, once again, angry, upset, frustrated. Look for those things. What do you usually use to make decisions? Are you impulsive or are you a thinker? Now, I think everybody can agree that we have been impulsive in our life on decision making. Pray for me. Pray for me, y'all. So those are self-acknowledgement characteristics too that you want to think about. Another thing is how difficult is it when you are in a relationship? Is it hard for you to connect with somebody? Is it easy for you to connect with somebody? How are you in a relation? And that can be a intimate relationship or friendship, any type of ships. How are you responding to that other individual? What are some characteristics that you do when you are under stress? That's another way how to prove or how to understand your self acknowledgement. Um, how do you deal with stress? How do you deal with criticism? Now, some believe that criticism is evil. Some people think when somebody is criticizing them, they are attacking them. But there is a such thing as constructive criticism. And constructive criticism is meant for you to learn from that and move forward. So that's another way of self-acknowledgement about self. The kind of work that suits you. So what do you like? What do you love? What do you love to do? What I always tell people that their passion, always, I always tell people that their passion is something that you would never get paid for. If nobody ever paid you a dime for it, you will still do it. That's how you know what your purpose is, and that's how you know what your passion is. So what are you passionate about? Um, the stuff that gets you most excited. That's self-acknowledgement. You want to kind of tune into that and see what gets you so excited, like, and I love every time I'm around this, and I just get so excited. I get overwhelmed. I get happy feelings. Just I'm at in the comfort zone, and I'm my adrenaline, and I'm just happy. So what gets you excited? And the last thing is, what do you find that's meaningful for your time? So all those things that I kind of critiqued are ways that you can understand the self-acknowledgement of who you are and who your being is. And like I said, once you know those characteristics, then you're a bad person. You have something that's called self-control too. I talked about self-control before, and a lot of people are unable to, you know, deal with self-control. I still work on it myself because some things throw me over. Woo! And I didn't mean to react that way, but that's just the way it happened. So it's 5 reasons why we find it hard to pull out acknowledgement or self-acknowledgement about ourselves. The first thing is that um, it's unconscious. We are hardwired people, like I said before. And a lot of our behaviors, a lot of our characteristics are always on autopilot. So they just go, you know? So we never really kind of dig in deep to ourselves to see what makes us tick, click, sad, mad, like I said before. We just go. We just go. We're in a microwavable society where we just, like right now, I'm like, but I'm slowing down on this because this is good stuff. The second thing is we are driven mostly, like I said, by impulse. So if somebody smacks me, what do you think I'm gonna try to do? I'm probably gonna try to smack them back. That's just impulsive. Some people think, but that first frame of mind, you want to smack them back because they smack you. You want to defend yourself. So we are very impulsive people. So it makes us hard to that makes us hard also to identify what our self-knowledge is, to working on ourselves. And also, we don't value our self-knowledge. We don't think this is important for us to learn what makes us happy and what makes us, I mean, we'll get on those binges like, I'm only doing what's good for me. I'm only doing what makes me happy. But that's a binge and it doesn't really last long. That's the whole thing. So it has to last long for it to be knowledge, because knowledge lasts forever because you have the knowledge. So we go on binges of, I want to do better, but we don't actually value that is very important. We identify more with our thoughts than the knowledge of us, of who we are. So we would agree more on, we will agree more so with the way that we're thinking than the way that we know we actually are. So I don't so I know for a fact that this guy or this girl is toxic. So toxic. I know. I know myself. I know that we don't click. I know that he or she is toxic, but my thoughts say that I still want to pursue any type of relationship or intimacy with that person. Even though I know for a fact that our beings don't connect, I am still trying to pursue that. That's because I'm dealing with my thoughts more than I'm dealing with the acknowledgement of who I am. And the last thing is that we are misled by our feelings. So that goes with how I'm feeling about that person too. Without actually, I'm ignoring the the blatant characteristics that I have that everybody sees because the way I feel. So once again, I know for a fact that that young man or that young woman or we don't click, but I'm physically attracted to that person, or I remember when he said a good little thing to me, so I'm going to go off of that, and then I'm going to pursue it. We're not actually um, we're not actually focused on that our beings don't get along with each other. So with that being said, it's 5 ways that we lack these things, and it's a lot of insecurities. We don't want to accept the person that we are. We don't want to go into fixed mode. Remember I was telling you about that process. That process is that process is that's something serious. That's something serious. That process get you depression to fall in that process. So our insecurities of not wanting to know exactly who we are um, pushes us away from self-acknowledgement of ourselves. And we don't want to break things through. We don't want that breakthrough, even though we say, yeah, I want to break through. I want to, I want to find out more about me. I want to know. But when we do, it's like, oh, shoot, I'm that evil, or I'm that cold-hearted, because I think I'm doing a good thing. When self-acknowledgement, when you evaluate yourself and self-acknowledgement comes up that you are, you need some work done. So a person with self-acknowledgement, it's a work in progress. Everything that I give you, once again, doesn't happen overnight. It never does. And still to this day, I work on, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm teaching me, because I'm trying to learn myself and I'm trying to better myself just like everybody else is. So when I talk to you guys, um, I'm talking to myself too. And I can agree to some of these things that, that I implement in my life too. So self um how does self-acknowledgement look on a person? How does that look? Like, I want to know, what am I doing? Like, how do I start? Um Once again, having positive outlooks on life. That's going to get you the number one thing. That's going to give you a clear mind, first of all. So when you have a clear mind, then you're able to evaluate things a little bit more better. Well, a lot of bit more better. I don't even know if that's a word. If my mama heard me say a lot of bit, she would be upset. She would be upset. So having that positive outlook, that will clear your mind and clear your frame of thinking to be more on a different level. Not being so frustrated at people, at work, at friends, at individuals. Accept the person for who they are and not what you expect them to be. And it's okay that a person is the way they are. That's that person. You can't accept them for who they are or leave them where they are, or leave them where they at. So if I had a friend that was, um, that was just going through it all bad, or I had a significant other that was going through it all bad, everything was going bad for them. They was down and suicidal or depressed or whatever the case may be. Either I accept that person for the frame of mind or the state of mind that they're in right now, or I distance myself or leave that situation, because sometimes our frustration, of course, doesn't make the situation better. Better self-management in romantic relationships, okay? That's how that looks too. So self-management in relationships means that If I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong. Not that, okay, I know that I'm wrong, but you ain't gonna hear me say it. That's no good. That's no good because you're not allowing yourself to evaluate yourself and to build your self-acknowledgement of your, of who you are. So that's no good. That's no good. I love LMA. You know what? She is, anybody knows me, know I love, well, the close people know I love LMA. She's just so, that girl can sing. I think she's from England or something too. I'm not sure. But yeah, she can sing. She can sing. That one. She can sing. And being more empathetic and compassionate, okay? That's how self-acknowledgement looks. When you're more empathetic um, to people and more compassionate to people, you're aware of what characteristics of kindness and gratitude that you can bring. So, how to develop, and this is the last of it, how to develop self-acknowledgement. The first thing is mindfulness. Always stand in the moment. I talked about that last week. Responsibility. Take a responsibility for your own actions. Stop acting like everything is somebody else's fault. Hello. Okay? If it's your fault, it's your fault. Take responsibility for your actions and stop acting like a child. Expectance. Expect that you're going to do better. Like I said before, expect that things are going to change. Okay? So I didn't have too much for you guys. Next week I am going to, it's either going to be next week or the following week. I'm going to have a podcast on man versus women. I think that should be interesting. And I am going to actually interview a male and a female and um, see what they expect from a woman. What do you expect when you meet a woman? What do you expect when you meet a man? I want to know. So it's just, I guess it's man versus women. What expectations does a woman have for a man and vice versa? Of course, I told you guys in March I'm going to be doing a couple interviews with some CEOs and some nonprofit organizations, and just a whole lot of things are coming in 2020. I appreciate you guys, and once again, share, 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 share. Okay. Um, I'm so glad that you guys tuned in. Once again, I do apologize for being so late. I had to take them babies to the circus. I had to. First of all, the baby won, so he saw them bright lights and them clowns and that loud noise, and he was excited. So it was a good time for him, but I do apologize. And next week I'll be here at 7 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you guys there. Um, if you haven't liked Rise High Radio on Facebook, go ahead and check us out. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead on YouTube, Rise High Radio. Go to the website, risehighradio.com, and I appreciate you guys. This is my Linda. Let's talk about it. Peace.